Into Weather Center Live on this first Monday of the new year. I'm Alex Wilson.
And I'm Dave Schwartz. This is what people have been, concerned about and talking about. El Nino in the West. This series of storms over the Pacific is lined up to impact the entire West Coast. We're talking Washington to California in particular. Now, it's a signal that the El Nino weather pattern, where the West gets slammed by heavy rain and mountain snow, is underway. Things that really grinds our gears is when we hear people call El Nino a storm. Well, it's not a storm. It's possibly one of the most misunderstood weather terms.
So our Dr. Greg Postel, he's here to set the record straight about what El Nino is and what it is. I like that. Well, you can say the series of storms in the West is fueled by El Nino, and we're actually going to see some impressive rainfall totals, Dave.
Yeah, how about this? Between now and Friday, 3 to 5 inches up in the mountains in northern and central California, even in San Diego and Riverside counties.
Wow.
3 to 5 inches. So that kind of rain, can produce mudslides and take out highways.
Yeah, something to definitely keep in mind. While you want the rain, we can get some problems. 1 to 2, even 2 to 3 inches, though, along coastal sections of California, and then getting into parts of Arizona. You're going to see some heavier rain showers there as well.
And of course, this is good news.
Right.
The heavy rain is something we need. Much of California remains deep in a drought, and no doubt this rain is desperately needed. But it turns out we may have to wait a while to reap the benefits of this week's heavy rain.
Yeah, here's Sam Champion to explain exactly when, because I know once I said all that, you were like, all right, where, when, give me the details. There's that upper level disturbance on Wednesday, but notice through the end part of the week, it is going to begin to move eastward towards the central part of the country for late week. Now, with the storm system moving northeast, it draws moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, so we are going to see rain showers down across the southern plains, the Gulf Coast. Up north, though, where you've got that cold air and moisture, it'll allow for snow and that wintry mix, maybe even a little freezing rain to fall. But let's start with the warmer side, the rainy side. Dallas to Austin to San Antonio Wednesday, you've got the best chance of rain with scattered rain in the lighter green. Now notice the steadier or the darker green, that would be the steadier rain on Thursday, and by Friday it's up into parts of the Ohio Valley down into the southeast as well, with rain showers all the way into the coastal Carolinas, back into parts of the western Tennessee and Kentucky. Total forecast, looking at moderate rainfall amounts through parts of western Mississippi, much of Arkansas and down towards the Gulf Coast, even around the Houston area. Much of the region, though, where you see that lighter shade of green, we're just looking at light rainfall totals through Friday. In St. Louis, Thursday into Friday, notice rain showers and light rain will be the theme. Best chance of maybe some steadier, more moderate rain will come during the early morning hours of your Friday, and it's going to stick around for you, at least the early part of your morning commute, so keep that in mind. By Thursday, snow showers up north right along the Illinois-Wisconsin state line. That's where you could have that wintry mix. Thursday night, wintry mix all the way back into north Kansas. By Friday, snow from northern Kansas through Nebraska and the Dakotas, northern Iowa into Minnesota and the state of Wisconsin as well. Even the UP of Michigan getting in on that snow. And these are areas where we could see the heavy snowfall accumulation. So parts of Wisconsin, Iowa, Minnesota, and the UP of Michigan. Moderate snowfall, though, back into parts of Nebraska, even northern Kansas, the far northern sections of Kansas. In Minneapolis, snow on Wednesday, morning fog followed by clouds on Thursday. By Friday, more snow in the cards for you, and it's going to stick around into Saturday morning. Look at Sunday. Holy moly, it is cold with a high of only 5 degrees. And Dave, Tom Nizzle was talking about that football forecast too. It's going to be frigid.
Especially for the
out of water, and here's the reason why. Look at all the rain that has fallen across this part of the country as we've gone through the month of December. Record rainfall totals. Areas in that hot pink across the south, central, and southeast, 10 to 20 inches, even more than that in spots. And this is a departure from average of 5 to 8 or more inches. So in some spots, you're 10 inches of rainfall above average just for the month. So we've seen a lot of rain, and that has left our rivers high, including the Mississippi River. Look at the Mississippi River basin. A lot of that heaviest rain has fallen over the region, and so the Mississippi River, other rivers that work into that, under flood warning still. Notice the Mississippi at Cape Girardeau. It's still in major flood stage. It was there last week. It was there this weekend. Now it's going down, but it's going to take into Wednesday before it even gets to moderate flood stage. Flood alerts continue across southern stretches of the Mississippi as well, where the water will be on the rise before it falls. Vicksburg, you're going to eventually see this crest at 54 feet. That's major flood stage later. Well, as floodwaters recede in the St. Louis area, volunteers are rushing to help neighbors that are affected. Help is coming in from all forms. Reagan mentioned, well, the end of weekend, I should say, and early next week. Where's the cold right now? You got to go way up into northern Canada to get sub-zero temps. 5 in Barrow, 26 Fairbanks, and we've got 22 in inner whalebacks. Then we look at parts of Canada a little closer to home. 9 for Toronto, 5 in Quebec, 27 though for Calgary. We've seen those teens in places like Buffalo where it's 11, but Chicago's at 30, 41 in Billings. So out west, don't have that real plunge of cold air until, wait for it, midweek, that very cold air up into Canada, but by late weekend into the weekend especially, that air is going to punch southward, offering up much below average temperatures to a lot of spots, including Minneapolis. The average date of your first single-digit high temperature comes on December 19th, but the last time we had a high temperature in the single digits in Minneapolis was back on February 15th, 2015, the day after Valentine's Day. So it's been a while. Minneapolis, you're going to have to wait through the rest of the week, but look what happens by Sunday and Monday. Those high temps in the single digits, 5 degrees, what we're expecting both days, and that football game Sunday night is going to be frigid. Kansas City, average high 38. You're staying above the mark into the end of the week. 32 on Saturday, upper 20s Sunday and Monday. Another spot that'll be chillier than average by the end of the weekend and early next week is Chicago. But in the meantime, average high 31. You're staying in the mid and upper 30s, even low 40s through Saturday. Sunday, a high of 24. Dave, by Monday, they're at 16.